Hello, welcome back to day 3. Now today we are raising standards and really looking at how we can anchor this year, 2026. So when we look at our vision journey, our vision anchor journey so far, before we move into today, let's take a moment to acknowledge where we've already been together. Now, on day 1, we began with a sacred pause, not rushing, no pushing forward, no fixing, no forcing, but intentionally arriving. We introduced the vision anchor as a quieter alternative to the traditional visioning, not chasing outcomes, but anchoring into how we want to feel and how we want to show up. Let go of perfection and pressure and focus instead on presence and alignment. That's the energy we were calling in on day 1. Day 1 was about permission to imagine gently, to listen inwardly, and to begin 2026 from a grounded place rather than a striving place. So on day 2, which was a week ago, we took the vision and gave it intention. We explored the idea that vision alone isn't enough, that life responds not to what we hope for, but for what we consistently broadcast. I am okay. I am lucky. I am beautiful. I am loved. We moved from goals to signals, from future-based wanting to present moment anchoring. We learned that intention becomes powerful when thought, emotion, and the body work as one, when we are working together. We practice present tense language, emotional coherence, and identity-based statements, not to force belief, but to gently create new neurological and emotional pathways. We also named resistance, not as something to fight, but as something to include with compassion. So day 2 was about coherence, aligning with what we think, what we feel, and what we embodied. So if day 1 was about permission and day 2 is about alignment, then day 3 is about choice. Today is where we ask, what am I no longer willing to tolerate? What standards am I ready to raise? And who am I choosing to be now? Not someday. My favorite quote is boundaries build bridges. And we need to have boundaries around our standards and what we will tolerate. What is best for me? And we're choosing that right now. So I invite you now, let's take a moment and pause. I invite you to feel grounded. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel your body on the chair. And let's set the intention to move from focus to identity. Close your eyes if you wish, and let's take another sacred pause, just for a moment. Take a slow breath in and a long breath out. This is where our vision anchor moves from reflection to identity, because what we focus on, we get more of. What we focus on expands. So let's gently notice, without judgment, where your focus tends to grow. Breathe in and breathe out. Bring your attention to your life as it is right now and ask yourself quietly, do I mostly focus on what I have, or do I mostly focus on what I don't have? Just notice, not fixing, not correcting. Now notice your thoughts. When something feels uncomfortable, where do your thoughts go? When I feel bad, do I reach for thoughts that soften me or thoughts that tighten me? When things go bad, are you gentle with yourself or harsh with yourself? When I go to work, what do I carry with me emotionally? Again, just notice. These are not truths. They're just patterns, and patterns can change. Now bring your attention to control. Ask yourself, where do I place my energy? On what I can control or what I cannot control? Let this land. I must own my controllables. You can control your focus. Yes, can you? If focus can create insecurity, then it can also create love, peace, and joy. Now, I ask you to gently scan your emotional home. Where do you live most often? In states of love, calm, and connection, or in fear, resentment, and self-doubt? Name what is present silently. Is it anger, frustration, sadness, resentment, restlessness? Naming these creates space. Now consider time. Where does your mind spend most of its time? Is it in the past, protecting you, or in the future, imagining possibility? Or here, in this moment? The past may try to keep you safe, but staying there can stop you from moving forward, can stop you from learning. Remember, consistency is not getting it right, but it is building resilience, and resilience creates change. So make room for the future without missing now. Now bring this question to your heart. Who might be affected when I feel lost or unfulfilled? That's such a big question. What version of me do others receive when I am disconnected from myself? Just let that land gently. Now, imagine something different. Imagine feeling enough. Not someday, but now. Notice how that feels in your body. Enough as you are. Enough as you are becoming. All the reasons you can exist. And yes, So do the doubts. But identity is a choice. And today we choose to set the intention. Take one more slow breath in and out. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Carry this awareness forward. Your vision anchor will help you return again and again to who you are choosing to become. It's such a powerful activity when we take a moment and imagine our best and realize that the past is gone and the present is where we need to be. The future hasn't yet arrived. You are enough. I am enough. And there is enough for me and you. You get to choose. So there's a few parts to today that I want to talk about. I want to talk about setting the truth in gently. I want to talk about raising standards. What we tolerate shapes our lives. I want to talk about an identity shift. And this is the moment that everything happens. And I want to talk about why a vision anchor, not the board, but the vision anchor is an important practice. So let's start. Let's begin by setting the truth. Our old habits and patterns won't create new results. Not because we're failing and not because we're lazy, but because repetition without intention only creates the familiar, recreates the familiar. If we want something different in 2026, we don't need to try harder. We need to choose differently. And this starts with our standards. Each of us gets what we tolerate in work, in our relationships, in how we treat our bodies, our time, our money. And the moment we stop tolerating what drains us, then life shifts, not loudly, not dramatically, but decisively. There's a difference between saying I should and I must. Most people live their lives in the lands of should, could, would. I should rest more. I should speak up. I should leave. I should change. That people don't do their shoulds. We should all over ourselves and nothing changes. Life changes when a should becomes a must. And there's the identity shift. It's in this moment that everything changes. Now, I used to be a smoker. And when someone says, like I used to, I'm trying to quit, they're still a smoker. But that when I woke up one day and I said, I'm not going to smoke. I don't smoke. And then the fight in me ended. There was no drama. There was no negotiation. It was just clarity. And I think this is the same in true relationships, in work, and in how we live. So I want to ask you gently, what have you settled for? What version of yourself have you been tolerating because it felt familiar or safer or easier than the change? Your vision anchor exists to remind you to no longer settle. It's a reminder to raise your standards. And raising your standards isn't about becoming more. It's about returning to who you already are. And that's a really important point. So traditional vision boards can feel loud, glossy, future obsessed, a little bit perfect. And often they ask, what do you want to achieve? But this year, the vision anchor offers something quieter. You might think of it as a soul map, an inner compass, a well and happy wayfinder. Whatever works for you, call it whatever you want. But it isn't about what you want to get. It's about how you want to be as you move through the year. What do you want to feel? Now, Dr. Robert Holden says imagination and soul are synonymous. And when we truly imagine, we are not fantasizing. We are listening deeply, listening receptively, listening quietly. And that kind of listening is powerful, but it requires awareness, because imagination can be dangerous if it's ungrounded. A wild imagination can lead us towards the divine or destruction. So how we guide it is important, with discipline, with responsibility, with intention. If we look at business, we don't start with tactics. We begin with values, the why, the vision, the what, the mission, the how. Yet in life, we often reverse this. Michael Beckwith says that most people suffer from the intention deficit disorder, a lack of intention. So this year we change that. We start with values, with qualities, with how we want to feel. And this is the feeling beneath the goal. So let's look at some common intentions. I'm going to eat healthier. So what's missing there is freedom, vitality, balance, love. I want to learn a new skill. What's missing? Expression, growth, acceptance, confidence. Money is a big one for many of us. But what's missing? We're missing freedom, structure, security, choice. What if our intention is to reduce stress? We look at what's missing. It's nurturing, support, companionship. The goal is never the goal. The feeling is the goal. And your vision anchor anchors you in these qualities, not outcomes. So they can infuse every area in your life. Deep reflection. Questions that matter. As you sit with your vision anchor, ask, who am I at this moment in my life? What is uniquely mine? What makes me come alive? What keeps me separate from my vision? What draws me closer? When do I feel calm, centered, aligned with myself? Let these answers evolve. They're not fixed, and neither of you. Now, the rule that we started with doing this vision anchor was that no perfection is allowed. The vision anchor may include images, words, colours, textures. It could be digital or tactile. It could be messy or minimal. We move with the pace that you crave, the values you're honouring, and the energy you're calling in. Perfection is not invited here, but presence is. Now we went through naming your year gently. Instead of resolutions, choose a guiding word or a phrase, something that feels like a companion, not a command, and place it where it can quietly meet you, in your journal, on your desk, inside your calendar. The word isn't a demand, it's a reminder of how you want to be. My word was luck. I am luck. And I've actually got it on the back of my board. I'm not even sure that you can see this. No. I've bought some stickers that are gold and sparkly, and I've written I am luck on the back of my board. I don't know whether you see that at all. That didn't work, did it? Like I said, it's about imperfection rather than perfection. And when I've been thinking about my word, it's not about sitting back and waiting for luck to come and find me. It's about me going out and finding luck. But that mindset of being lucky is such a positive mindset that I joyfully go out and do the work, do my programming, interact with people like I am lucky already. So luck isn't demanding me to analyze every good thing and every bad thing that happens, because I live in this completely messy world where there is good and there are challenges. But when I meet challenges, it doesn't mean that my luck is not there. It's all about our perspective and the energy that we're welcoming in. Now, what is well known from the work of a few people is that a community and a collective intention helps the community intention turn into something lived. So share your intention and explain why it's important to you. Join our Well and Happy group and let me know what your intention for the year is. What is the energy you want to feel? What are the emotions you want to feel this year? When we pause together, when we reflect together, when we dream together, something shifts. Sharing your hopes isn't oversharing. It's an act of trust. So let your year be shaped not only by what you want to receive, but how you want to show up. 2026 doesn't need you to hurry. It doesn't need perfection. It just needs your presence. Start where you are. Pause often. Return gently. This is the Well and Happy way. Welcome your vision anchor. Put it somewhere where you can see it. And when you see it, smile at it. Let that energy of gentleness draw you into your work, your vision anchor. welcome a reset this year, a steady return to yourself. It is so important. And ask to join a community. Ask to connect. Send me a message. Let me know how your work is turning out. Breathe together. You can see mine's coming together behind, my lucky elephant in the middle, my helpful friends up the top, my anchoring tree, a very healthy tree, grounded. And I'm going to do a lotus at the bottom. My spirit is nurtured. My mind is happy. My community is full. And I am open and receptive to all good that flows my way. I am lucky. And I help luck find me. I am sending you so much joy. I am sending you so much love. I am sending you so much peace. And I am so happy that you have chosen to complete this Vision Anchor Quest. Day 3. Please, I'd love to see how your artistic pieces are coming together, or the words that you've chosen, or the intentions that you choose. I'm sending you so much love. Thank you for joining me.